Hello everybody, welcome to Project Beauty, where we talk about project planning and everything beauty related. My name is Jen. It's very early in the morning. We literally just woke up like maybe an hour ago and I'm still kind of groggy. I had the window open this morning and I have a lot of allergies, so if I sound quite like stuffed up, I am. I'm going to be refreshing my hair today. I'm not hating the corally kind of color that's in my hair, but as you can see from the bottom, I have a lot of black, and it's just a contrast that I'm not pleased with. My roots are coming in quite bold, and you can see the gray coming in a lot. We're pretty much in our third lockdown here in Canada, so I'm really trying to just do this stuff myself until I can actually get to my hairdresser to get my roots done and clean out some more of this black in my hair. My goal is to eventually trim my hair at some point, because it's just like, you can, I mean, it's fine. Like, this looks really bad right now, but I've barely brushed through it this morning, and I wore a hair tie to bed. So it gets like caught up in it and it's just kinked and things like that. So it just looks really bad underneath, but I do want to clean up my hair eventually. And I want to make sure that I brighten up this color. It's whatever this orangey color is from last time is really staying in here. And I like it a lot, but I want to refresh. So I'm going to try and keep this a little bit shorter. So let's just get into what I'm using and what you will need to do your hair if you're wanting to get this like red shade. So my hair is very, very bleached. This is the natural color. Of course, I have a ton of grays, so you can see through my hair. Let me just part this differently. It's a little greasy because it's the hair dye day, but you can see I have tons of gray hair, and that's fine. We all age. We all get gray hair eventually. So just be kind to yourself, knowing that everybody gets it, and there's always, you can hair dye whatever. If it's not for you at the moment, it's not for me, but I'm not shying away from the fact that I have grays on my head. That's just a part of life. So the hair dyes that I'm going to be using today, the main color is going to be this Vampire Red from Manic. And the reason that I'm using this one is because I want to use the entire jar of it, and it's a really nice shade. I'm not going to open it yet. I actually smashed my finger in the door yesterday. I don't know if you can even see. It's very swollen, and I have a lot of like blood stuff underneath the finger, but I ran it under cold water for a long time, and my husband got me ice. So I think a lot of that, the blood didn't like bleed too much. I'm not going to go into that. But anyways, it's really sore because I just did it yesterday night. And it's just the morning, so I have to be very careful. So this is going to take me a little longer, and I'm going to open all of these jars off screen, so I'll show you in just a second. But I'm going to use the Vampire Red from Manic. That's the main color. I'm also considering either using half or all of this. This is Manic Cotton Candy. So two very different shades, but I think it'll give me a really nice color. I really want this color, so what I'm thinking of is adding a slight bit of Sunset Orange from Arctic Fox. So just to add a little bit of the orange to keep it slightly coral, but not really. And then I'm going to also add a bit of Poison from Arctic Fox as well. So for those of you who are not familiar with Manic and Arctic Fox, I feel like they last a pretty decent amount of time. I've washed my hair maybe 3 times since the last time I uploaded the video. Actually, well, in between when I dyed my hair, not the actual upload date, but the time I dyed my hair and today. So this is really good. I could literally leave this probably for another week and let it just kind of wear down a little bit longer. I could have my shower today and use maybe some blonde shampoo and try and lift some more of the red out, but because I don't care, I'm just going back to the red shade anyway. It doesn't bother me. I don't need to go lighter just to go back to this color. So I'm going to go ahead and mix this all up, and we're going to go ahead and get started. I'm going to be very quiet until the end of the video, so just go ahead and watch the speed up part of the video, or sped up part of the video. All right, so my dye is completely mixed. It's a little bit liquidy, so I have to be very careful that I don't splatter everywhere. My hope for future hair chronicles is that I'm going to be able to check out the Brad Mondo or X Mondo dye from Brad Mondo, and that is something that I really want to try in the future because his formula is quite thick, and so it's like you just apply it and pull it through. It doesn't fling everywhere because the consistency is thicker. So I really want to try that, but I'm so far liking a lot Arctic Fox, and Manic Panic is pretty good. Actually, the staying power is pretty good in this. So I'm going to go ahead and just get started on my hair. I have everything sort of pieced apart. My finger is really sore right now, so this may take me a lot longer than normal, but I will definitely show you guys the process. So first, before I get started, I want to talk to you guys about what you're going to need. I almost forgot to do that. So what I usually use is I have a tissue handy for when I'm mixing my dyes. You can see it's definitely used a lot. In case I get something somewhere, I want to make sure I have a rag quick to wipe off my hands or my face or my counter or whatever. Also, sometimes I have a stir stick. This one has some of the dye on it, so definitely easy to mix your products, but usually I just use the butt end of the comb or whatever you want to call it with the brush, whatever. I usually use that, like this end of it, the plastic end, and then I just wipe it off with the cloth after I rinse it underwater. Works perfect, just fine. It's not wasting a bunch of product, but today I needed to use this because I had to scoop some of the product out of the Manic Panic bottle. You definitely will want to get a mixing container. You can get these at Sally's. Both of these things you can get at Sally's. Very inexpensive, and I highly recommend, especially if you're doing multiple colors. I only have one, so down the road when I want to do a few different colors, I might have to invest in a few more of these, but for now that's all I need. And then of course, gloves. I have a pack of, I don't even know how many, probably like 50 or something. You're definitely going to want to have gloves so your hands don't end up like this. Make sure you have these for your hair. Make sure you have your dye and a shirt that you don't care if it gets dirty, because you don't want to put something on that looks cute, get it full of hair dye, and then be pissed later. So let's go ahead and get started. So I'm going to try not to make too much noise here because I'm holding a plastic bag to go over my head. But I wanted to share with you guys the color currently. It kind of looks like the color that I used in my last video. Very, very similar, and my roots are really prominent. So it looks like it's going to be super dark there, but most of my hair has bleach in it. And so I'm pretty sure it will all come out nice and red like pretty much every other time. But I think this one will be a little bit more richer of a red because I'm not using as much orange as I had in the past. So we'll see how this goes. I'm really looking forward to it because this is a totally different concoction. Each time I try different ways to make red, or like neon coral, deep like red neon coral kind of hair. So this time I'm trying to get a little bit more of a true like blue based red with a little bit of like pink and orange kind of mixed in, so that it's not so deep, because I still want it to be really vibrant. And I think these other two, I haven't actually tried them just by themselves, so that's something I might do in the future. Just use either Poison by itself from Arctic Fox, or I gotta be careful this one because it's dirty because I've emptied it, but Vampire Red from Manic Panic. I might actually try those on their own in the future just to see how I like the red, because of course I have to do this every like 3 weeks or something like that. So in saying that, I'm gonna have a lot of option to try different kinds of reds until I switch it up. And I think I might do something really fun in the future, but I have to wait until things get better where I live, because I can't go into the store. I guess I can go into the store or do pickup right now, but I have enough stuff right now to get me through, and their stock the last time I went in was crazy low. I had to buy what I could find, and luckily they had some reds and oranges and pinks. So I basically wanted specific ones and I couldn't get those. So I'm working with everything I have, and I'm really pleasantly surprised so far at the color, at least of the concoction color. I don't know what it's going to look like. You can see my neck is super red, so I'm going to quickly go and wash that off and put this on my head, and I will show you some pictures of the once it's completed. Okay, so my hair is done. It's all dyed and dried and everything. I really love this color. This is probably my favorite color that I've done out of all of my reds, and I would probably do this again. It's so pretty. It's exactly what I wanted from the beginning, and I just love the more blue-based red on me than the more like orangey red. But I do love all of them, but this one just is my favorite. I definitely have a lot of regrowth and gray, but the dye seems to have covered up some of the gray, even though you can still tell it's there. But it'll fade away and you'll just see my natural color down the road, because it doesn't really stick a lot to my gray hair, unfortunately. But down the road, when I can go to the salon, I will get my regrowth bleached, and then I can go back in with the same color. So if I remember correctly, I used Manic Panic, Vampire Red, and a little bit of Cotton Candy. So Vampire Red is one color, and Cotton Candy is like a very, very vibrant pink color. And I also used two from Arctic Fox. One was Poison, which is very similar to Vampire Red, but I just added a little bit because I do have a lot of hair, and it does take a lot of dye to cover my hair and to saturate. You want to make sure when you're doing, especially colors like this, that you really saturate the color on your hair so that it can absorb and stain very, very well. And then I also, so I used Poison and Sunset Orange, and the pink and the orange just kind of, I don't know, just gives it a little bit more color than just the straight up red, and it brightens it just a hint, I feel like. So I really, really enjoy this. I can't stop looking at it. It's beautiful, and yeah, I'm just so happy with the way that it turned out. I did buy all of my supplies from Sally Beauty, so if you are looking to do your hair something like this, I highly recommend you check them out. If you have a membership card, you do get a discount on your purchases. I definitely have one. I've had one for years, and I love getting my dyes from there. I really do like the way Arctic Fox and Manic Panic work in my hair. I also like the Ion Brights. I haven't used them this time, but I'll probably use them next time, because I do have, I think I have Blood Orange still, and possibly like Flamingo or something else. I can't, Magenta maybe, I can't remember, but those will probably go in with Poison and possibly Vampire Red. I think I have the Vampire Red still. So I will try a few more, you know, techniques that are not techniques. I can't even think of the name right now, but I'm going to add a bunch of different ones together and make a new concoction and figure it out. Just try something new, but I'm really loving this. And I'm glad I document these hair chronicles, because then if I really do want to go back to something like this, I can find the color that I really liked and just go back and watch that video and see what I used and just try it again. So happy that I am documenting this, and I really enjoy this color a lot. I feel like it brings out my eye color, but my eyes are blue, so I feel like it just brings them out a lot, and I love wearing more like reds, pinks, purples, orangey eyeshadow colors, and I just feel like the red hair will go with that no matter what I choose. So really happy with this. I hope you guys enjoyed. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!